The worst game I have ever played. Halo. Yep. That's an honest answer, too. That's not even a troll answer. I can honestly say I have had the least fun playing that game out of all games I've ever played that come to recent memory. I don't talk about Ben. I actually just worked it in one of my videos. If you want to see what video it is, go to Azurite Blogs and look up Donut Shop. It's one of the videos in there. Azurite Blogs is pretty much done for right now, but I have plans for it in the future. I need to advertise my fucking park, but I don't want to do it yet. Out of about 2,000 video games I've played, yeah, I can say Halo is probably the worst one, if not one of the worst. Even over Call of Duty. Call of Duty's second worst. I mean, there's really no reason for people to be butthurt about my opinion on this. I have a very strict opinion on this for many reasons. And I don't dislike them just because everybody doesn't like them or whatever else. That's not why. And I don't dislike them because they're popular, because for fuck's sake, I like a whole bunch of popular stuff. Yeah, Magic Space, man. If a random dinosaur came out of nowhere and destroyed my park, that'd be pretty disturbing. Revenge of the Sunfish is one of the best games I've ever played. So, yeah. No, I don't hate the FPS genre at all. FPS genre is one of my favorite ones. My 5 favorite genres of gaming are platformer, rhythm, fighting, FPS, and shoot 'em up. Those are my 5 favorites. I fucking played Star Siege Tribes religiously when I was in high school. I played Quake religiously when I was in junior high, online, and fucking, like, clans and shit like that. I played, Team Fortress 2 for hundreds of hours. I still play it every now and then. I fucking love FPS games. But the reason I don't like Halo, and, will I ever do gameplay of TF2? I have like 9 TF2 videos on my channel already. The reason I don't like Halo is because, in my opinion, it completely ruined the FPS genre and, to a certain extent, video games. Because I'm all for casual gaming. That's fine. If you want to do casual gaming and stuff like that, that's perfectly fine. The thing is, though, is that FPS games before Halo involved a high degree of depth of gameplay, very fast gameplay, very deep communication between teammates, very wide varieties of gameplay, so forth, many ways to play the game. And after Halo, it basically turned the FPS genre into a casual gaming genre. It really did. Halo has very little depth in terms of weapon selection, in terms of ways to play the game, in terms of game modes, in terms of actual gameplay mechanics, in terms of all that stuff, compared to most FPS games released in the 90s and the early 2000s. As well as the fact that it's extremely slow paced. Like, it's ridiculously slow paced for an FPS game. I think I can honestly say it is the slowest FPS game ever. And so all that just kind of killed it for me. That just killed it for me. And so and the fact is, though, is like casual gaming, Halo is pretty much a casual FPS to me, compared to many other FPS games like Star Siege Tribes, Unreal Tournament 99, Quake, Team Fortress 2, etc. that are not as casual to me. It's like Team Fortress 2 is probably the most casual out of those, but still. And in doing so, by making such a splash with Halo being a casual game, game developers are like, if I want to make big bucks, I need to make an FPS game that's a casual game. And so Call of Duty was spawned. I realized Call of Duty existed before Halo, but it only really turned into ultra casual gaming mode after Halo became such a huge success. And now that FPS casual games have become such a huge success, the market is fucking flooded by FPS games. Back in the 90s you saw like 10 FPS games a year come out. Maybe. More like 6 or 7. Now you see like 40 of those fuckers come out a year. And they're all the fucking same. They're like 95% the same. When it came to, like, I have played Street Fighter since 1992. I have played Street Fighter since the first one came out in arcades back in 92, and ever since then I've been a fan of the genre. When games were coming out in the 90s for FPS and stuff like that, Tribes, Unreal Tournament, Quake, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, fucking Half-Life, all this stuff. All these games had Duke Nukem 3D, Shadow Warrior. All these games had vastly different gameplay mechanics, vastly different sets of weapons, vastly different experiences. They felt like completely new games. Nowadays, all the FPS games that come out either use that third-person perspective that Gears of War has, or the first-person one that Halo does, and I realize that's kind of a redundant statement, but let me finish about what I'm explaining with this. They'll use that same layout, but in doing so, they all generally use the same sort of feel to the game as well, not just the actual viewpoint. It's like when I'm playing, like when I've played Halo, and then I went and played like Rage later on, and then I played what other game did I play like that? Oh, there was another one like that I played. I can't remember what it was, but when I played Rage, it honestly felt exactly like I was just playing Halo. Oh, Borderlands. Even with Borderlands being as different as it is, it just feels like Halo with a new skin. It really does. They just all seem so similar now. Battlefield, same thing. Call of Duty, same thing. Gears of War, third-person perspective, otherwise same thing. I guess there's like no difference to the games, it seems like. It just seems like they're all so cookie-cutter. And so it's killed it for me. It's like I love FPS games, but all the new ones that come out now, I just have no interest in playing at all, because it just feels like, why? And it's like, this is why I'm trying to do videos on Tribes, to try and show people what games were like for FPS games, about how they used to have ridiculous depth. Tribes, the fucking shifter mod, 45 fucking weapons. Alright? 45 weapons on that. That's not even counting the deployables, like turrets, force fields, shields, generators, teleporter pads, jump pads, boost pads. Deployables alone is fucking upwards of like another 30 or 40 deployables. Then you count in the fact that every single class, all 9 armors, have their own individual mines, grenades, and beacons that all react in different ways. And then you've got 5 different ships and stuff like that you can fly around. That's fucking variety in gameplay. Okay? I mean, that's a total of like thousands upon thousands of different roles and ways you can play Tribes alone. And that's just the shifter mod. That's not counting the Renegades mod, the Ultra Renegades mod, the LT mod, the stuff that's even more obscure like the Devious Land mod, all that stuff. Millions of different ways to play that game. Mods, just fucking variety up the ass. And Unreal Tournament, you have Bunny Track mod, Strangelove, fucking Instagib, so many different ways to play that game. The weapon variety isn't that great, admittedly, but the variety in gameplay types makes up for it. And I can't really play it because, like, there's nothing left to do. Like, I mean, I'm just waiting on the thing to hit October. That's why I'm not really playing anything. I can't say I really dislike or like Fallout because I haven't played it, so I can't say yay or nay on that. O2 Mania and DJ Max would be Copyright City. Now, for those of you who are like super, fans of Call of Duty and all that stuff, I'm not bashing you as people. I'm not saying you're bad people or something like that because you like those games. That'd just be silly. I'm just saying my opinion on them as a jaded, bitter old man who played FPS games so much back in the 90s. I'm just really kind of disheartened with what it's become. But maybe it'll change, Maybe it'll change. All genres of gaming kind of go through like a lull. Like beat 'em up games were really big in the 90s, and then they basically just died out. So, but favorite FPS game is Tribes. Star Siege Tribes is a fucking masterpiece, pretty much. Many game developers afterwards, many FPS game creators afterwards said that Tribes directly inspired them. That it was pretty much like the most innovative FPS of all time, outside of like Wolfenstein and Doom, which basically, like created the genre. Speaking of FPS games, I do have Quake Live videos coming up. I mean, I have videos of me playing Quake Live. I do like the Half-Life series. I think Valve is the only, or at least one of the only FPS developers that really has their shit together. They managed to make very unique, very interesting, very varied games that obviously have a lot of time and dedication put into them. And so I really do like Half-Life 2, I like Portal 2, stuff like that. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say fucking bags of shit. Oh yeah, I know. I'm going to sleep once this is once this thing is done. I just wanted to go on that little tirade about that. But yeah, Star Siege Tribes, and then I guess like Team Fortress 2, stuff like that. Somebody asked what my favorite shoot 'em up game was. I'm assuming they know I meant like stuff like Toho and Ikaruga and all that. Favorite shoot 'em up game would probably be Dodonpachi. That's a classic for me, and I have videos of that on my channel too. What was I gonna say though? Oh yeah, but I have videos of me playing Left 4 Dead, Team Fortress 2, Star Siege Tribes, Rage, Portal 2. All on my channel. I thought there was one more. Can't remember what it was. But I'm gonna have Quake Live on there also, like the online game Quake Live. I shot video of that the other day, and that's gonna be up on there. I don't have the Tribes Ascend beta, but I do have keys for it. Why have I been calling it beta all stream long? What the fuck am I talking about? Do I like Painkiller? Like the song? Or like the game? Or Shark Rural, sure, I can't really play anything. I mean, like, I'm just waiting for it to hit the next month, because I basically achieved the goal. I'm trying to build up money so I can pay off my loan within the game. I'm not sure about the combining FPS with Sim series. Not sure about that. It is 5:36 a.m. here. Guests are complaining about the disgusting state of the passenger part. Fuck off. Eat the vomit. You can save money on food. The game. The game. What is your favorite last game? What is your favorite game of last year? Huh. Favorite game of last year. That's a three-way tie between Sonic Generations, Portal 2, and Nitronic Rush. I think that is a three-way tie for me. Those are also coincidentally the only three games that I like that were released last year that were not Flash games or that were not like publicly released professional games. And I realized Nitronic Rush is like, you know, not a professional team, but it was professionally released, so to speak, through Digipin and all that, so. Do I play Grand Strategies? I don't know what that genre of game is. I'll have to look that up. I play Settlers of Catan. I like RPGs, and I like puzzle games. I like a lot of RPGs, actually. I thought the concept of Brink was good. I just heard it wasn't really executed all that well. You guys, everybody wanted me to do something. I can't really do anything. I mean, like, I'm trying to save up money so that I can pay my loan back on this. Because, see, I have, like, a loan I owe on here, and I want to try and get, like, a decent score this time. So, see, that's, yeah. Here, since it's almost the end of it, I will advertise my part. Yeah, and I can see, here's the thing. If Halo would have just like been a hit and that would have been it, I wouldn't have cared. I wouldn't have said anything bad about it. But it's the fact that it succeeded and then everybody and their mom basically went after that formula. And so that's what killed it, you know? Was that when it killed it, it fucking it basically like made all the games afterwards in the FPS genre, like the vast majority of them, be like that, and that's what killed it for me. It's like, you know, if all these other developers wouldn't have just like followed suit, just it wouldn't have been a bad deal. But